music review. I'm going to talk today about Beggars Banquet by the Rolling Stones, which was released in December 1968. It's my personal favourite in the Stones catalogue, although I didn't get to hear it until 1970. A school friend who was a Stones fanatic insisted I listen, but it wasn't until the mid-70s that I started to fully appreciate the power, versatility and talent that these five men had presented to the musical world. The album's a tour de force of epic proportions. So a few facts first. Brian Jones had started to slide into the world of drugs and was arrested for cannabis possession, which delayed the completion of the album. The music saw a return to the blues roots after the psychedelic experimentation and indulgence with Their Satanic Majesty's Request. It was the last album in the lifetime of Brian Jones, and the album reflects less involvement by Jones as drug use overtook his life. Glyn Johns, the recording and production engineer on the record, admitted that Jones's contributions were often not on the track's final cut, as they were deemed not relevant to the track being recorded. However, he did make significant contributions. As a result of that, Richards asserted much more influence on the record. Jones did add sitar to Street Fighting Man and a great slide guitar on No Expectations, plus harmonica on 3 tracks. Although disputes between the record company occurred over the cover, which also delayed the release, it finally happened in December '68. It was critically acclaimed and lyrically was viewed as having a left-wing edge politically. The Chicago Sun-Times described the feel as the Stones unleashing the rawest, rudest, most arrogant, savage record yet in their career. Unanimous praise was lavished on Jagger's vocals, saying he offered a confidence and power that's remarkable. And I would concur with all of that. So I'm going to review the album track by track, and details of the personnel plus some of the lyrics will be at the end of this video on slides. Okay, so let's get started. Side 1, track 1, Sympathy for the Devil. It opens with congas and percussion at a frantic pace, accompanied by a wailing voice suggesting a satanic ritual. The macabre setting unfolds, and then mixed vocals power in. Wyman's bass really drives the percussion, and Richard's 2 guitar solos are as good as it gets, ripping into the heart of the listener. The lyrics are cutting and prophetic. A brief extract. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long year. Stole many a man's soul and faith. And a second extract. Just as every cop is a criminal and all the sinners saints, as heads his tails just call me Lucifer, 'cause I'm in need of some restraint. So, having survived that first track, that onslaught, we'll move forward to No Expectations. And it's notable for Brian Jones's slide guitar. The slow acoustic blues tells us of fleeting love, wealth, and how things never stay the same. Nice piano by Nicky Hopkins, and Mick dominates the feel with his intensity and genuineness. Dear Doctor, with its jaunty country swing, is an amusing tale of being terrified on your wedding day and the change of mind leading to you fleeing the scene. Panic over. Again, Jagger sings it such that you feel the fear. Comical lyrics. Here's a verse. Oh, help me, please, mama, I'm sickening. It's today that the day of the plunge. Oh, the gal I'm so merry, it's a bow-legged so. I've been soaking up drink like a sponge. Okay, I can't sing it like he can. On to track 4, Parachute Woman. This is a blues rocker with both Jagger and Jones excelling on blues harmonica. Terrific rhythm guitar by Keith. It's standard Stones, but it sounds great. So to track 5, Jigsaw Puzzle Blues. Well, if you like rock and roll mixed with rhythmic dancing piano, then this one's for you. What skips the beat to perfection? Here's a taste of the lyrics. There's a tramp sitting on my doorstep trying to waste his time. With his mentholated sandwich, he's a walking clothesline. Yeah, great, aren't they? Now Richard's lead wails behind the vocals to create that rousing electricity. The lyrics are punk-like and Mick sings like a punk rocker. The frantic fade out reminds us that this is the greatest rock and roll band in the world. So, having managed to get through side 1, it's now time to breathe side 2. And it starts off with Street Fighting Man. Jones is on sitar and tambura here, and you can hear him, but you must listen carefully. Also, Dave Mason plays shena. It's a type of oboe. I got that off Wikipedia. These instruments give the Eastern mystical sound. As for the song, it's angry, aggressive, and revolutionary. Now we know why parents thought the Stones were a bad influence. The rhythm section is explosive. Richards answers the call on rhythm guitar and Mick snarls out of the mic. It's simply breathtaking. Here's an extract. Hey, said my name is called Disturbance. I'll shout and scream. I'll kill the king. I'll rail at all his sermons. Well then, what can a poor boy do except to sing for a rock and roll band? Later, of course, the boss borrowed that lyric. Wow, next up, Prodigal Son. It's the only cover on the album, written by bluesman Robert Wilkins. He was a country blues guitarist, cross-Cherokee African-American, who the Stones later credited the song to. Bit of a controversy about that. It's a marvellous acoustic blues stomp about poverty with gospel tones, and with Jagger sounding like a 60-year-old Negro. Not bad for a 25-year-old lad from Dartford. Stray Cat Blues. The opening notes by Richard just tell you that this is gonna be a screamer. Let's rock. A tale of a young girl, tempestuous with attitude, who has left for the city. A stray cat with no home now. It's a poignant tale of youth gone astray and joining the harshness of survival in the city. There's some cool congas midway, adding a touch of an African feel, and it ends with a cacophony of noise. Keith's lead screechiness to the finish, masterly produced by Glyn Johns. Factory Girl. Right, that creates an Irish feel with the fiddle, played by Rick Gretsch, and the congas adding to the acoustic rhythms. Mick turns it into a jig, but it stinks of honesty, as we hear about those yearnings for any factory girl on a Friday to have fun with. Just 2 minutes of rawness and freshness. Listen to this lyric. Waiting for a girl and her knees are much too fat. Waiting for a girl who wears scarves instead of hats. Her zipper's broken down the back. Waiting for a girl and she gets me into fights. Waiting for a girl, we get drunk on Friday night. She's a sight for sore eyes, waiting for a girl, and she got stains all down her dress. Waiting for a girl, and my feet are getting wet. She ain't come out yet. Yeah, sorry about the singing. It's difficult not to get involved. Now to the finale, Salt of the Earth. The Watt Street Choir added to this tour de force a working class lament, a powerful powder keg, a political powder keg, sorry. Richard sings the first verse, the choir come in on 3 minutes, and then we accelerate towards the finish with high tempo piano, charged rock and roll with frantic work by Watts. Raise your glass to the hard-working people. Let's drink to the uncounted heads. Let's think of the wavering millions who need leaders but get gamblers instead. Spare a thought for the stay-at-home voter. Her empty eyes gaze at strange booty shows and a parade of the grey-suited grafters. A choice of cancer or polio. Wow, that really makes you go away happy. So to conclude, this album captures the very best of the Stones, and there's something for everyone. However, boppy pomp songs is definitely not on the menu. Songs that get better with repeated listens, an album to get lost in. It's numbered 17 in my top 100 of all time, and I have added some slides for the lyrics. The first 3 tracks for your indulgence, plus the details of who was playing on the record. I plead with you to listen to Beggars Banquet. You will not be disappointed.